12, time to smash a few myths. Mate and I having an argument on the weekend about whether you can tell whether people are lying or not. And he said, it's easy. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So, there's things you can pick up about people that tell you when they're lying. I suggested they were largely myths. Alan Hudson is the chief psychologist at EI Asia Pacific. They run establishing truth and credibility courses, and Alan's on the line. Hello, Alan.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm extremely well.
That's good to hear. Now, things like touching your face, wriggling in your chair, pauses, are they indications that people are lying?
Probably not, and you're right that there are some of the common myths or misconceptions about what particularly body language cues tell us.
Okay.
They're largely myths on their own, correct.
So, I've heard one that suggests that if people touch their face while they're talking to you, it's an indication they may be lying.
On its own, it's a myth because what the science tells us is that you need to assess a range of cues, signals from a number of what Ekman calls the different communication channels. So there's never one. There's no Pinocchio's nose. There's no single indicator. So the wrinkling of the nose is, as you say, is a common myth. The person touching their ear, touching an imaginary beard. On their own, they mean nothing. They could just be facial tics. They could be just nervousness.
Righto.
So that is a common myth.
Righto. So but then again, if you put them all together, is there anything in it?
Put together, there could be. It involves. You have to assess the change from what we call the baseline. What's the person normally like? What's their typical demeanour?
Yep.
What are they normal? How do they normally speak? What do they normally do with their hands and their body? And then the training involves detecting significant changes to that baseline, and in speech, in tone, body language. Then you might find that someone is deceiving you. But one or two cues on their own are usually not enough to tell you.
Right,
It's a bit of a myth.
So if you get to your theory, get a baseline and understand what they're normally like, what else do you look for then to detect that someone may be, what shall we say, playing with the truth?
Playing with the truth, or deceiving. Well, you're looking for a meaningful variation, a change from the baseline. What they say doesn't match their tone of voice. I'm really pleased to be here, and
I'm really pleased to be here. Yeah.
That's right. I'm really pleased to be here, or I'm coming to run a motivation class. But their voice or their affect is very flat, or they're fidgeting. They're clearly not pleased to be there, and that might tell you that the person might tell you why they are deceiving you, but they might tell you what emotions might be going on in that person's head, and for some reason, they're trying to deceive you, so they're not being fully truthful.
Yes, it's hard. What about the eyes? Do the eyes tell all?
Oh, well, you can look into someone deep into their eyes and think they're in love with you, but on their own, eyes are a great indicator of what a person might be thinking or feeling, but there's also some myths about looking up to the left and the right, which on their own, again, is not empirically sound. Again, it's usually a combination. If you think about a work colleague or a family friend or a partner, you're usually detecting their eyes, but also what else is happening in their face, what the tone of voice or what they're saying.
All right. So it's not as easy as people sometimes make out.
No, and as the article that was in the article that led to this
that started all this,
that started all this, the journalist Simon Black, who did the course with us at EI Asia Pacific, he found that after the first day, I'm not really sure about this, but he really had some new skills after the full 4-day program. But there's a lot more to it than that.
All right, Alan, sounds fascinating. Good to talk to you, mate.